I'm a lab rat.
Aren't we all?
There we go. Well, at any moment, those of you on YouTube will start seeing this. We're going to come to life. As soon as I know we've come to life, then I will formally introduce our guest. Okay, it looks like we are in fact live. So, welcome one and all to Good Life GPS with me, James MacNeil. Whether you like it or not, I'm the host at the moment. And this show is committed to helping you to discover the best path to your best life as your best self. And to do that, I bring together the world's leading experts on this, that, and the other. Earlier today, we talked to a nutritionist. We've talked to meditative geniuses. We bring on AI experts. And one of the things that my recent guests, including this guest, all have in common is we're all speaking at an event called the Third Annual Global Speakers Event. It's in December. It goes from like the 2nd to the 19th. And the organizer has allowed us to give away free tickets. So if you're watching this, go into the description and grab yourself a free ticket to the Third Annual Global Speakers Event, where you're going to get to hear me and you get to hear my guest and all of the guests that have been on recently. So I want to make sure that gets out there. First and foremost, click on that link and get yourself your ticket to the event. And you're going to hear many geniuses, including Jillian Dean. Now, Jillian Dean is a big deal. And she doesn't talk like she's a big deal, which is one of the clues she's a big deal. She is, in my humble perspective, a genius. She is a scientist, an author, a speaker, a coach, mindset coach. She's the author of the upcoming book, Prayer Mindset. She has an 8-week course. She has tons of gold. And I just want to make sure that the whole world gets to know this magnificent soul. I had the opportunity to speak with her recently, and then just a few moments as we're getting started. So, Jillian, before I get into my first question, what would you like to share as far as this is who I am, where I am, what I do? If I got anything wrong, you can clean it up, and then I'm going to dig in with my first question. But if you don't mind, just introduce yourself so people get to know you.
Yeah, that was a lovely introduction.
Aw,
Yeah, I'm a scientist by trade, biochemist by trade. Neuroscience is my passion. Mother of three. I have been dealing quite heavily in the sports mindset coaching world.
love it.
The book I have coming out is Prayer Mindset, and it is a melting together of scripture, neuroscience, practical tools to help us move forward. And, the world is complicated enough. Let's get
Hmm.
some tools to help live our best life. Let's get our thinking to align with the kind of life that we want to have. And really just trying to show people how important their thoughts are and how the brain works
Yes.
in accordance to their thoughts.
And I'm sure in that book, and I can't wait to get a copy and divulge and absolutely jump in there with highlighters and all. Is oh, listen, I'm not kidding. I'm not playing. When it comes to well, let me just. I'm not
I'm a
bragging.
scientist.
I'm
We're
not
yeah,
bragging, but
yeah.
um,
I love it.
I well also because I'm dyslexic, but I really like to get involved. And one of the things that I find fascinating, which maybe we'll do another conversation on, is when when the truths of the wisdom literature are revealed through the most cutting edge sciences, that kind of thing blows my mind.
Yeah.
Where it's like, whatsoever things are good, whatsoever things are pure, whatsoever things are holy of good report, think on these things. And we think, okay, that's nice. And then you find out, oh my goodness, that's like,
It makes
that's,
sense.
it's like, yeah, yeah. It's like the latest, greatest research is finally revealing what we were told long, long ago. So I love that. I love that. I want to jump in with a question and then let you bless us. Recently, I heard someone say, "What you think about comes about." True, false? Talk to us.
I mean, that's the basis of everything I'm passionate about. You
Ah,
literally just put it all in one sentence. Yeah, yes, nailed it. Absolutely nailed it.
that
Um,
kind of guy.
when I talk to people about these things and I say neuroscience, at first everybody's like, neuroscience, nah, I no, thank you. Sounds too complicated. But
Yes.
there's a couple of really easy truths that if you can understand these, it unlocks everything else. And the first one is your brain is kind of dumb. The brain is dumb. It's really efficient, but it's a data collector. So the first thing I need people to understand is, your brain is looking for direction, and that direction comes from your thoughts. We
Mhm.
have something called the reticular data.
Activating system. Yeah.
Yeah, the reticular activating system, or the RAS. And this is in your brainstem, and it is, kind of attached to all of the most important parts of your brain. But the best way to really wrap it up is to say, because I think everybody relates to this, if you search certain things on your phone, you will get more of those things. We
Yeah.
all know you've done a weird Google search one time, and the next thing you know, you've got some really crazy stuff coming up on your phone.
Hmm.
Your brain does the same thing. So, as you're experiencing life, we are taking in so much data at any point in time. You can't possibly process all of that data.
Hmm.
And so the brain has to use the RAS, or the reticular activating system, to kind of figure out, well, what's important? Which of these
Hmm.
pieces of data are we going to keep? And what are we going to release? And the way that it does that is by going off of your thoughts, the thoughts that you have often. It will essentially earmark those and say, okay, well, she's often thinking, I'm really clumsy. I'm really
Hmm.
clumsy. So your brain is really going to say, okay, well, we're clumsy. So it will attach to all pieces of data to support that.
Hmm.
Now that's a bad example, but
No, well, I'll say it's a good example because how many times if someone say, don't drop it, don't drop it, don't drop it, and then guess where it ends up? So I think it's a perfectly sound, example. One of the other ways that I see it show up is when someone says to me, "Oh, I can't remember their name." I'm like, "All right." Well, what I believe is happening is your mind is saying, "Well, I've got the answer right here, but you told me not to give it to you, so fine, I'll shut my
yeah,
mouth." And when I can't, find a name instantly, I say, "It's coming to me, it's coming to me, it'll come to
yeah,
me," and then it does.
that's a
And so
positive thought process that is
yeah, it's like,
allowing
yeah,
your
it'll
brain to
come to me.
find it.
It'll come to me,
Yeah,
because it is obedient more than people think. And so, what you are talking about, what a person might be talking about as a past tense, clumsy or forgetful or whatever. Some people talk to me about public speaking. They say they have fear. It's like, okay, so what you're talking about is a past thing, and you refuse to allow it to stay there, and you're making it who you are. Instead
right.
of an event, it's an identity. And I see that all the time. So if you don't mind, I'm saying amen to that example.
Yeah.
I personally think that's a perfect, simple example anyone can associate with.
Well, it's just like they tell the airline pilots, don't look at the mountains, look above them, So,
Yep.
it's the whole thing. And you can really, really simplify it, but you need to align your thoughts with the type of life that you want to live. If
Amen.
you want to live a miserable, grumpy life, think
Hmm.
miserable, grumpy thoughts. I promise you, your brain will collect
Yeah.
data to support you. So that's the
Yeah.
thing that people, in the book, I go through different human emotions, and I go through, gratitude, forgiveness, pain,
Hmm.
fear, joy. And basically, we talk about what's going on in your brain when you're experiencing those different emotions. And another one that I think is really great is the forgiveness chapter. I really talk about
Mm.
the neuroscience behind holding a grudge.
Oh,
If you're mad at somebody and you're refusing to forgive them, you're angry and you
yeah.
can't let go of it. Every time you think about that, your nervous system thinks you're experiencing it all over again,
Yes.
and you will secrete the exact same chemicals, the cortisol,
Yep.
everything, because again, your brain is dumb. It doesn't know the difference between reality
Mm.
and fantasy. So, why my thing is, let's shift from thinking about things that are unpleasant. Again, being angry at somebody, the second that you forgive them, you let go of that cycle in
Hmm.
your brain no longer has to relive that event over and over again.
Yes.
So forgiving somebody else is absolutely nothing about condoning their behavior or saying what they did was okay. It's simply about making you okay,
Hmm.
making your life better.
Yep.
Um, I go on a lot in the book about gratitude.
Can I
It
jump
is
back on forgiveness?
sure, absolutely.
Only because of all the work that I've done, the number one thing I get positive feedback on is forgiveness. And
Mhm.
I'd think, I didn't invent that. Come on, talk about something I invented. I did all this cool stuff. You don't care. I mean, just listen to Jesus for a couple of seconds and you'll learn about
Amen.
forgiveness. I mean, but that's the number one thing people say. When you taught forgiveness, it changed my life. And one of my mentors, he said, anger, bitterness, resentment, hatred is like drinking poison, hoping the other person dies. And I
It's one of
just
my
thought,
favorite sayings. I love that
oh,
teaching.
yeah,
Yeah, yeah,
it just hit me. And And so when I forgive, I'm not letting them out of prison. I'm letting
No,
myself out of
you're
prison.
freeing yourself. You're
Yes.
freeing
Have
yourself
you ever heard
100%.
the monkey coconut example?
No,
The
but I cannot
so
wait.
it's your
I'm
interview, but I'm having too
serious.
much fun. So I'm told, I don't know that's true, but who cares? Forgive me later. So I've been told that the way they, at one point somewhere, caught monkeys is they would take a coconut and they would cut a little hole in it and they would have a string cable or something on the other side. But they put a little hole in it and put treats inside of the coconut that a monkey would like and leave it there. Monkey comes along, sniffs it, says, "Ooh, I like that." But the hole is just big enough that they have to go like this to get their hand in. Then when they grab the thing, they can't get their hand out.
Yeah.
And nothing has trapped the monkey. The monkey is trapped by what it won't let go.
Oh, I love that. Oh, I love that. Oh, that's a good one. Can I steal that? Can I
No,
use
it's my monkey.
that?
Get your own monkey. I don't know. Hey, listen, I don't
No,
even
it's
know who I
beautiful though,
stole it
because
from.
it's absolutely perfect for this
Yeah,
situation.
it doesn't
I
have
love it.
you. It's what you won't let go.
Yeah.
And I found that to me so important. So important. So yes, I just wanted to just really nail down forgiveness. I cannot say preach loud enough.
Oh,
Forgiveness is one of the secrets to it all.
yeah. And then, I completely agree with that. And I tell the story in my book about how I grew up with an alcoholic father,
Mm,
and that can plant some pretty dark seeds.
yes.
And later in life, when I finally let go and forgave and realized he's human and he's
Yep.
flawed and we all are, and he did the best that he could.
Hmm.
um what a gift that I gave to myself. What a
Yes.
gift to, allow my father back into my life
Oh,
and into my
nice.
children. I mean, it was, and again, it was because of forgiveness. So I think
Yes.
forgiveness is so incredibly powerful, and it's powerful biochemically, because
Hmm.
again, there's no need to keep reliving these events, because your brain is going to keep giving it to you just the
Hmm.
same as if it's
Hmm.
real. And again, that's another one of these truths. I said the first truth we have to realize is the brain is dumb. The second truth we have to realize is your brain does not know the difference between fantasy and reality.
Mm.
It's why you can watch a sad movie and sit there and cry your eyes out.
Hmm.
Your brain is saying, "This is so sad. I can't believe this is happening." It's sending all the signals to your body. And your body says, "Well, this is when we cry. We're sad. Now,
Yep.
nothing happened to us. We're
Right.
fine." But we have reacted as if that was our living truth.
Hmm.
So, the beauty of the fact that the brain doesn't know the difference between fantasy and reality is the whole basis of my mindset coaching with athletes, because
That's right.
you can do visualized mental reps
Yep.
and your brain doesn't know the difference. And guess what? You're not tired at the end of that workout,
That's right.
So uh, that's just another really wonderful truth about the
Yeah.
brain.
Yeah, the
And
pressure isn't new when you're in the big game because you've already won
you
it
already did it.
25,000 times. You've already scored
Yes.
the goal. You already got it already happened. It's just you're just replaying. You're
Yeah.
not
You've
in
been there
shock the
before.
first time. Been there, done that. Let's win the game
Yeah.
again.
Yeah. And that's again, it's something that people need to realize living your life.
Yes.
If you're, when you're doing those things and you're really in your head, the more senses that you can use. Like I tell my basketball players, think of the smell of the ball when you bring it, up and you're about to shoot. Listen for the sounds in the gym. For track athletes, picture
Hmm.
yourself, feel the feel of your foot in your shoe.
Mm.
But for the common person who's not training for elite athletics, we all have things we want our life to look like. We all have this
Yes.
vision. And I love the exercise, where you type up your perfect day.
Hmm.
And you're supposed to, no limits. You literally
Hmm.
type up your perfect day. Money's not an object, nothing's an
Hmm.
object. And you're supposed to add as many of your senses into that as possible. This beautiful house you're picturing, what's it smell like?
Hmm.
What do sheets feel like on your bed when you wake up? The brain doesn't know the difference. So what's
Hmm.
happening is your brain is like, wow, this is great. This is the reality. So now, reticular activating system, again, we go back to that filter of the brain. When you're encountering all this data on a daily basis, your brain says, okay, well, I know what we're focused on. I know what we want. I know what we like. So your brain will start to pay attention to particular data points that align with your, I'm going to keep coming back to your perfect day or whatever your goal is,
Hmm.
whether it's a promotion, whether it's, having a child, a relationship, whatever these things are, the more vividly you can really think about it, the more and the higher chance that your brain is going to collect data to move you
Hmm.
closer to that.
Yes.
Um, and it's going to filter out all the other data. I mean, the research is there. Negative thoughts really, really impact you. So
Yes.
good thoughts are great, but eliminating negative thoughts is
Hmm.
actually the biggest bang for your buck, research
Yeah.
speaking. Okay. And again, we can play upon the fact, we can prey upon the fact that our brains aren't that smart. They're really
Hmm.
efficient data collectors, and they will collect data based on our guidance. And it's going to be
Yes.
thoughts, it's going to be emotional experiences, both good and bad. If you have a really traumatic experience, your brain will hang on to that, and it's going to
Hmm.
be up to you to rewire and really try to get out of that. If you have a really wonderful experience, your brain's going to latch onto that too. So it's what you think about a lot, which is what you said at the beginning of this, which
Hmm.
really kind of led us perfectly into this. It is the highly emotional events of your life. Those are really the things that are going to pattern your brain. And the emotional things in your life, sometimes you don't have control over those,
Hmm.
but we do have control over every thought that goes through our mind. And so I
Yes.
talk in the book a lot about reframing your
Yeah.
thoughts. Gratitude is just a superpower.
Yeah.
The world is so anxious today. You can't be anxious and grateful at the same moment. Your brain literally can't do it.
Hmm.
So like I always say, gratitude lists. It's like
Yes.
the easiest thing you can do. You're sitting in traffic, you're angry, you're grumpy, you're going to be late. Just sit there and start thinking of things you're grateful for. You can't help but change your mindset.
Hmm.
It's impossible. You will
Yes.
change your
And I just
mindset.
wanted to, I'd love to jump on that because we've all heard someone try this in a way that doesn't work. I'm happy, I'm happy, I'm happy. I'm so freaking happy. Oh, thank you, Jesus, they cut me off. I'm
Yeah.
so happy my hand is broken. And
Right.
so trying to go directly from a negative reactive state to a positive grateful state can be challenging. The brain wants a reason. And so you're
Yeah.
focusing on something, a reality or an interpretation of that reality that, or even a not reality, fear, that is creating those emotions. And so rather than try and change the emotion, change the focus to
Mhm.
that for which gratitude is easy. You don't have to force it. It's like, oh, well, that's like, you know, so it's like I've got to get my head away from that topic, the way I'm looking at it, and shift the topic and let the emotions take care of themselves. It's
Yeah.
not hard to be happy when you're blessed, when you're hugging
Right.
a cat or a dog, when
Those are the
someone's being
easy tasks.
kind, right? When that you don't have to work on it. It's like, all right, I'm happy, thank you. I mean, maybe some people, but the thing is, how do I give my energy, right? What you think about comes about. Give my energy, give my focus to something that brings about the best me,
Yeah.
rather than whatever else. And anyway, so I'll just pause. Would you concur that it's like start with where is your head, where are you going, rather than trying to control the emotion, merely choose a different focus or interpretation?
I do. I go through in the book a lot about this, and I do it a little bit differently than what you're saying, and I call it reframing.
Hmm.
So let's go back to the traffic example. You've
Sure.
got you've got two people sitting in traffic. One car, the person is just livid, and they are
Hmm.
wrapped up in the emotions, and they are having anxiety because they might be late. They have no control over the situation any more than the
Right.
person in the car next door. Nobody has control of the situation. Um, the person in the car next door does what we call reframing, where you say, okay, this traffic isn't great. However, I am so grateful I have this moment to
Hmm.
call and check in with a friend that I
Hmm.
haven't talked to in, 2 years. And in fact, that's what I do. If I ever
Yeah.
you get a call from me, I'm in the car. Okay. That's my, that's my driving.
This is your don't kill the other drivers
Yeah,
therapy
yes,
program.
this is
Okay,
my
nice.
road rage therapy. But you can reframe the situation. You can't
Yes.
control the situation, you can't
Hmm.
change it, okay? But you can reframe it, and you can say,
Hmm.
okay, this stinks. However, I'm grateful that I have
Hmm.
this moment to do X, Y, and Z. And everything in life, all of I always say, like, if you walk outside and you have a flat tire, I'm the person that will say, well, thank God it's not four,
Hmm.
and my friends laugh at me, and the name of my company is Delusional Positivity. Um, but
Love it.
but the reality is everything in life can be reframed.
Yes.
It's never, no matter what is going on, it could be worse. And
Well,
thank God it's not.
you've got me triggered. I'm gonna jump in again. But you're
Go
kind to
for
me.
it.
You put up with me. So I I had I'm a road rage, recovering road rager, right?
Okay, I love the
And
recovering part. Good.
recovering road rager. And I was the kind of guy that would invite other guys to pull over and have a chat.
Oh
Like it's
goodness.
like, oh really? Yeah? Come on over. Let's talk
Oh
about it.
jeez.
Yeah. I'm much better now.
Good.
And because I was so mindful that this isn't working for me, I really did a lot of work. And the reframing is exactly what I did in a different way. So I'll tell you my fun story. So someone cuts you off, you're mad. That can create a spiral of your entire day goes, right?
Oh,
So you show up at the
for sure.
office, someone says good morning, you're like, up yours. Well, they didn't ask you, you know. So then instead of letting that person who stole a moment have my day,
Hmm.
how can I change that? So someone cuts me off. So then I said, okay, let's imagine every time someone cuts you off, they're rushing a sick child to the hospital.
Hmm.
Like, let's pretend you get
Hmm.
up beside them at the light. You're ready to fight, and you can see tears flowing down there. And you realize there's a child curled up in your seat, and you're like, oh, what kind of a monster am I? Yes, cut me off. Go do your thing. So then I kept going with this. So then I would do this in my workshops on verbal Aikido, so advanced communications for ultimate conflict resolution, rapport, and success. And so I would say, every time someone cuts you off, roll down your window and yell, save the child. Well, they they thought it was so funny. We actually had coins made up. People would keep them in their pocket, and it would say
Oh,
"Save the child."
that's cool.
And it
That's
was just
cool.
this. I choose my response to
Yeah.
anything.
Yeah.
It is what it is, and I choose what it's going to be. Right? It just is what it is. And for me, I go to my faith and I say, well, everything is perfect and everything's improving because I believe in an all-powerful God that is love and all-present and all-knowing. Therefore, if it could be better, it would be better. Therefore, this is part of a master plan. Who the heck am I?
Yeah.
And so I can say every moment of my life was essential to get me to this moment.
Oh,
And so,
absolutely.
what am I supposed to do? Say, God, yeah, you want to go? Let's go. Like, I'm not going to win that fight. So
Yeah.
how about be grateful, knowing it's all in good hands? And for me, that's been saving grace to help me manage those kinds of reactivities. So
Absolutely.
reframing, there's my
Yeah,
save my child.
reframing is what I call it. It's a super technical term there. But the other thing too, you're talking about somebody gave me some wise advice before, and we were talking about when you don't get what you want, and you're
Hmm.
like, man, I'm doing everything right. I'm doing all the steps that I
Yep.
should be doing. It's not happening.
Hmm.
And they said, imagine if you had to get five uh, no's
Hmm.
before you got the yes to your dream job,
Hmm.
dream relationship, dream whatever it is that you're working towards.
Hmm.
Every one of those no's, you'd be like, yes,
Hmm.
one step closer. And
Yep.
so I really took that in my life, and I just kind of really firmly believe that everything is happening for a reason. And when things don't seem to be super pleasant, it's unfinished business. It doesn't
Hmm.
mean it's not the end. It's not terrible.
Hmm.
We all have disappointments in life. I'm
Hmm.
not preaching any sort of think a certain way and your life will be perfect. No, but the way that you perceive things,
Hmm.
and you know nothing's good or bad in this world. It's our thoughts that assign that. We're the
Hmm.
ones who say, oh, this particular thing happened. Oh, how terrible. Oh,
Hmm.
wasn't that awful? We assign good or bad to things.
Hmm.
And so if you can remember that, and remember again that your brain is dumb and you're the one telling it something was good, or you're the one,
Hmm.
if a friendship ends, we've all had friends that, the friendship
Hmm.
didn't work out, and you might be really sad about it. And it's like, sometimes that friendship ending is just what you needed in order to move
Hmm.
forward on some other path,
Yeah,
so
creating space.
yeah, you're sitting there, you're going, man, this stinks. I really enjoyed this person. And the reality is, you're calling that bad, but that might have been a really positive thing. So,
Yep.
I'm just a really big believer in taking every situation and being delusionally positive, and
Yes.
really saying, hey, how can I put a spin on this
Hmm.
because you're going to spend time in your life where things won't be great. And you're going to spend time in your life where things are great. And if you now know that you're able to move the bar based on what you're thinking and how you're thinking, it's free.
Hmm.
This isn't a pill you have to take.
Yeah.
This isn't something I'm selling a mindset. Do you know what I
Hmm.
mean? It's a free tool. We all just need to be able to kind of learn the skills on how to guard our thoughts and
Hmm.
use our thoughts in order to perceive things in a way that aligns with the type of life you live. We all have a different vision of what a great life would be, but we all have the capability to think in a way that aligns with what we want from our life, because goodness knows it's short.
Hmm.
I turned 50 and I was like, holy cow, how did that happen?
You're just a kid.
So but I mean, we have these milestone birthdays and it's like, well,
Yes.
goodness, life here the time here is so short. I do not
Yep.
want to spend any more of that time trapped in negative thought patterns
Love it.
than I have to.
Well,
So
I think everyone watching and listening is now saying, how do I get, a whole cup full of Jillian Dean's genius? How do I get more? How do I get more? And people may want to be able to communicate with you directly. They'll want
sure,
to read your book. They'll want to take your courses and so on. So I want to just encourage everyone to go to your site if
please.
that's cool, and just say go to jillianspeaks.com, Jillian. I say that for my fellow dyslexics. Jillianspeaks.com. There's cool free stuff. There's cool information. The upcoming book is there. The 8-week course is there. There's so much gold there. And you're going to create a PDF to give away of a summary, like a cheat sheet for a magnificent life, right? And
Mindset
just
cheat sheet from a
mindset cheat sheet.
neuroscientist.
Oh, oh,
We're gonna pull some brain stuff in there because it's like on the global speakers tour, I'm doing a talk on affirmations, and I'm going to
nice.
explain the neuroscience behind why affirmations are powerful. Because I think,
Mm,
it's always fun to add the science, I think, in my
yes,
opinion, in my nerdy opinion, because I think when people understand why something works, they're more likely to use it. And
yes.
you really can't understand affirmations. You really can't understand prayer. You really can't understand just changing your life through your thoughts if you don't kind of have, and it's not
Hmm.
super technical, but if you don't have that basic understanding of how your brain is actually working. So
Yes, and I think
that's
it's
what I got to offer people.
yeah, I think it's like we've got a supercomputer that works 24/7, 365
100%.
at billions of bits of data per second that can do all kinds of cool things. And what you'll be learning from Jillian is not how to turn it on, but to know that it's already been running, and without conscious of awareness of how to use it, it might be currently being used against you, and
Most
it's
people.
yours. And so you've got a supercomputer that says, please let me be on your team. And if you say, I don't know, I can't remember, I'm such a this, and never things don't work out for me. With my luck, and you say all of these things, and the brain says, all right, I will obey.
Yeah.
It
I'll
will
find your
obey
evidence.
you. Yeah, it's like, all right, I'll back you up, right? Because
Yeah.
I don't want you to be a liar. So if you say you can't remember a name, I've got it, but fine, I'll shut up. And to know that the brain is already a supercomputer that is already working. The question is, have you trained it to work in your favor? Are you aware of how to use this supercomputer that's already active and won't stop being active? The question is, what are you getting it to do for you or against you? And with Jillian's help, you're going to get it in flow, and life can be easier and more fun and more
Absolutely.
flowing. And we're not a
Absolutely.
victim, we're not in reaction. We can be proactive, we can take responsibility and initiative to get this thing absolutely humming, for our good and the good of those that we get to touch. Jillian, I thank you. A million thanks. I'll give you a closing
Thank
thought,
you.
and then I'm going to encourage everyone to go to jillianspeaks.com, and I'm going to encourage everyone to click on the link to the third annual Global Speakers event. So, last thought, parting shot, what do you have for us?
Yeah, just align your thoughts to the type of life that you want to have. Again, it's the greatest thing is this brain that we have. The best thing we have going for us is that the brain is stupid. So really think about your thoughts and visit me at Jillian Speaks, reach out. I'd love to chat and make those connections. And like I said, my book Prayer Mindset is coming out by the end of next month. So big stuff going on.
Very excited. Blessings to you and your beautiful family.
Thank you.
And I hope and trust that all of your heartfelt genius continues to expand and touch more and more lives, because we need more of this. We need more of this wisdom. And we have what it takes if we learn how to use it, and you help us
Absolutely.
use it. So thank you, thank you, thank you. One and all, thank you for joining
Thank
us.
you.
Good Life GPS. Come back soon, and definitely click on the link. Go to jillianspeaks.com and definitely register yourself for the 3rd annual Global Speakers event. Thank you, Jillian. God bless you.
Thank you. You too. Thank you. Have
Bye
a
for
great
now.
day.